function. So these three functions is going to help us to identify or know what is important to us as an organization and how to protect these things that we've identified. So today, that is all what we are going to do. We are going to look at these three functions: govern, identity, and protect. We are going to dive deeper into how to go about it, how to implement it in our organization. So if you are implementing this cybersecurity framework for your organization, how to go about it with these functions, three functions. So next week, the facilitator for next week will take the other remaining functions and how to go about it as well. So let's look at, before we start, let's take a look back on what we learned last week. And I know people have shared what they learned last week in their chats, and people even talked. So last week, we learned about the basics of cybersecurity, what cybersecurity is, why we need cybersecurity, and why we even have to be aware of the cyberspace. And we looked at some roles and in cybersecurity. We also, please, if kindly mute yourself. Joy, is it Odeyimi? Please kindly mute yourself for us. Which looked at the CIA triad, also some threats to cybersecurity, and then we did the IAM 2, which is the identity and access management. And then we looked at the introduction to the NIST CSF, where he took you through the one, this table you see here. He took you through the functions, the 6 functions, and you talked about the, please kindly mute yourself for me. Check your mic if you are muted. Then we looked at, okay, we looked at the 6 functions. Okay, so we looked at the 6 functions, which are the govern, identify, protect, detect, respond, and then the recover. And then he took you through, he brushed through the categories and also the category identifier. So that's key words that you use to identify each function. So he took you through all that. He took you through how to start an implementation, because I remember I saw that he took you through that. So today, as I said, we are going to look at the three functions, which is govern, identify, and protect. So these have some subcategories, and as you can see, I've listed them here. So you can see the red stuff is the function identifier. So if you see gv.oc, I'm talking about the category, which is organizational context under the govern function. So that is basically what it is. So we are going to look at what governs our organization, how to go about the structure of governance in our organization. Then we move on to identifier. So identify, we are going to identify the things which are important for us as an organization. What we have, what we think will help us achieve our goals. And then we find out what could happen to those things that we've identified, those things that we deem as important to us. What could happen to them? What could go wrong? What could happen to these things? And then we move to the protect, putting things in place. We've now identified the things which is important to us. What could go wrong with it? Now we put things in place to make sure that we protect those things. So today, that is what we are going to learn. And I hope last week you went back to read, because I urge everyone that after each class during the week, you go back and then you read through whatever content you had during the class. Read more. because if you want to become a cybersecurity professional, continuous learning is key. So you need to read more. So we have just a few time here, so we normally can't go dive much deeper. So we introduce things to you, and as you dream to become a cybersecurity professional, you dive in more and do more research. You can go on YouTube, Google to learn more about a specific topic that sparked your interest. So not wasting much time, we are going to, as I said previously, we are going to look at please, I hope I'm still audible.
Yes, ma, you are still audible.
Okay.
Yes.
So then,
You
thank
are audible.
thank
You are
you.
audible.
Thank you. So we are going to look at, as I said, the NIST cybersecurity framework. The first function we are going to look at is the govern function. So the identifier for the govern function is the GV. So if you see GV, all what it means is govern. So this part of the framework focuses on how the organization makes cybersecurity decisions at a strategic level. So this function is not just for anyone, like an intern. This is for top management. So we are going to look at how organizations make cybersecurity decisions at a strategic level, how leadership sets the direction for cybersecurity, how leadership define policies, manage risks, and create accountability. Before something starts, before you implement something in an organization, you know that we don't own the organization. Maybe some people here are people who own their own company, but most of us, we work for an organization. So before you even start anything, you need the top management to make the decision. Without them, things won't run. No matter what you do, even the resources you need to put things in place, they will provide it. So that is why we need this function. That is why, if you remember last week, the facilitator said the NIST 1.0 used to not have this function. But the revised version, which is the 2.0, they added the govern function because they knew how important this function is. So you can think of the govern function as something like the engine that drives every part of the framework. Without it, the other parts won't work. Without the govern function, the other parts won't work. So let's look at what govern is. What does the dictionary say? Like, defines govern. It says it's a conduct the policy, action, and affair of a state, organization, or people. So the dictionary defines govern as to conduct the policy, actions, and affair of a state organization or people with authority. What govern simply means is to have control and influence over something. So basically what it's saying is having control and influence over something or someone. That is what we mean by governance. Before you even start to get into the technical function, it is very, very, very important to understand that cybersecurity starts from the top. You can't do cybersecurity without top management approval, top management support. It starts from the top. The top people have to be cybersecurity conscious minded. They have to be interested in the cybersecurity before we even go into the technical parts, because without that, nothing will function well when it comes to cybersecurity. So governance define who makes the decision, how they make that decision, and those decisions communicate across the organization. So the goal of this function is to ensure that any decision we make regarding cybersecurity aligns to the mission, the goals, and expectations of the organization. So let's say organization's mission says that in 2024, we are moving to direction A. And they really did anything for cybersecurity. and we are going to cybersecurity, waste of time. So this function is going to let us understand, you first understand what the organization is about, know their visions, their goals, so that when you are implementing cybersecurity, you make sure that, please, am I still audible? I'm seeing some
Yes,
Yes,
notification.
you are.
yes, you are.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
are good.
Thank you.
We can
Thank
hear
you. Okay.
Yes.
So you first have to understand the organization, know their goals, know their missions, so that you drive the cybersecurity that you are implementing towards that mission. Because you can't just spend resources, money, time, just that the organization won't have anything from it. So that is what the goal of this function. Starting with the first category under the government function, which is the organizational context. So before you even start putting all the technical things, all the cybersecurity controls in place, it is very important to understand the world you are operating in, the world your organization is operating in. You have to first understand that first before you even start saying, I'm going to do firewall, I'm going to do multi-factor authentication. The first thing is to understand the world you are operating in. What about my organization? What is my organization about? That is the first thing you have to know. You have to know the mission and the purpose. What is this organization driving to? What are our aims? What are we looking forward to? Understand those things first. What the organization is about, what they aim to achieve, who their stakeholders are. So when we say stakeholders, what I mean is it's a stakeholder is a person or maybe an entity. It could be a person, an organization. So an entity with interest or concern in your organization. So when I say stakeholders, that's what I mean. Someone who is interested in your organization. You need to identify all these people. Who are my internal stakeholders? When I say internal stakeholders, who is inside your organization, who is interested in your party? And I know this one you can even guess, someone like your staff. So your staff, of course, they are interested in your organization because if the organization falls, they are going to lose their pay. Everything that goes on, it interests them. So your top management, your managers, your board of directors, they are all very much interested in your organization. So you start by one, knowing the mission. So you can use a Word document. So you know whatever I'm saying, we are trying to implement. So if you are implementing, you have to have some documents that document it down. So you state their missions, their goals. You are clear of what they are driving towards. Now you identify their internal and external stakeholders. So internal stakeholders can be your staff, people in your organization who have interest in your organization. Your external stakeholders, just as the name goes, people outside of your organization who are interested. So this one could be your suppliers. They are not actually in your company, but they are very interested. If your company goes down, that means they can't supply to you, they won't get their money. So they are very interested. Your customers, if you are a bank and I have an account with you, I'm very interested because my money is there. So your customers are your external stakeholders. The government, our government and regulatory bodies, they are very, very interested in our organization. The government will see whether you are paying tax, whether you are following what they said you should follow. So they are also our external stakeholders. And then we even have your competitors. It will shock you that your competitors are like even more interested in the organization than you because they want to find out what you are doing. Are you bringing a new product? What are you bringing up that's into the market? So they are very interested in the organization. And also threat actors. So when it comes to threat actors, these criminals, cyber security threat actors, like those who want to steal from your organization, those who want to do bad things to your organization, they are very much interested. Because if they don't monitor you, if they don't know what you are doing, they can't find a weakness and then attack you. So you have to list all these stakeholders and know their, you're not listing them, you know the expectation also. So after you've listed them, you find their expectation. What are they expecting from you? Are your clients, are your customers expecting you to keep their information safe? Even your workers, they want you to keep their information safe, because if I'm working for you, and then mostly when you are going to work, they take some information. People take even your health information and stuff. I don't expect that I've submitted it and then I'm out there and I'm seeing my health record roaming about the internet. No, that is your staff expectation from you. So you need to identify the expectation. It could be plenty, it could be 1 or 2 or 3, it could be a lot for one stakeholder. So you need to know their expectations and list all your stakeholders. You can do this, but please kindly mute yourself. You can also, with identifying your stakeholders, like I said, you list them out. So you can do a table for something like this. You do your stakeholder and then a column for their expectation. You list everything down so that everything becomes visible to you. You know what they're expecting from you, what they need you to do, what the government requires of you. So when you know these things, when it comes to cybersecurity, oh, the government says we should do this, the government says we shouldn't do this. So when you are trying to implement the things, when you reach the technical part, you are not breaching any contract. You are not breaching any legal and regulatory or contractual requirements, because sometimes you sign the contract with someone and then the person states in their contracts that since I'm in contract with you, don't I expect you not to do this. And then maybe you are implementing cybersecurity controls and then you do what that organization have stated that don't do. You've breached the contract. So this is why you need to know all your stakeholders and understand their expectations, so that when you are putting the technical things in place, you don't breach all these things. Chosen, please, can you mute for us?
Apologies.
Okay, so moving on, you have to also know your critical services. Very, very important. What are our services? What's our services as an organization? Not just the service, what are the critical services? If this service goes down, will it affect us as an organization? You need to know that, because if you know your critical services, you input things in there to secure those services. So you need to know these services. So you can do this. You can create an organization charts. You also, one thing you need to know here is also people in power, so in position. So when it comes to, let's say, this service, who is in charge? Who are we to go to? Who am I to report to when it comes to these services? You need to know all that. So you can have an organizational chart. Some people call it org charts. I don't know if anyone is aware of org charts. So it's a chart that aligns out who reports to who is at the top, who is in charge of these processes. So you have to know all this, have an overview, general overview of your organization before you start anything. Before you start anything, you have to have a general overview. So you have to make sure that implementation doesn't go against, like I said, any legal and regulatory requirements, because you can implement something and then you breach something and then now you have to go and spend another money to pay for that thing. The next category under the next category under this function, which is the govern function, is risk management. As an organization, we have to know that we can't go without thinking of risks. Even as individuals, sometimes we have to take a step back and then we analyze what could happen or what possibility could arise in things that we do. So for example, let's say you are traveling and then you see that the sky is very cloudy. Then the first thing that comes in your mind, you think that should I go or not? The weather is very cloudy. Should I go or not? That is taking a step back to think about the risks. So you take a step back to analyze what could happen. So what if I go and then it starts raining? You think of that first. Before you even step out, that is when the weather is cloudy, that is what will come in your mind. Should I bring an umbrella? Can I? Sharon, please kindly mute. Sharon.
I don't get. I don't
Sharon, please kindly mute for us. Okay,
Can you mute everybody, please?
So yeah, exactly. I
Can you
think the admin should be able to mute everybody
You're
and
gonna
restrict
bless you.
people are muting themselves because the distraction is getting too.
Yeah, the distraction is high. I will advise to mute everyone
I'm
automatically
so
from your.
pleased that you came back like this.
Okay. Please, can you mute everyone for us? Coordinators, please, can you mute for us?
We're working on that. Please.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so whilst he's working on that, let's bring our attention here. I hope you can hear me over Sharon's voice, but we have to move on. So
I can hear you.
okay, so when it comes to, like I said, you first think about what to do when you are doing something. Take a step back. You take a step back.
Okay, sir.
Innocent, thank you. She's muted now.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so you take a step back.
Actually, the background, you can't hear you now. The network is very bad and there's some background noise. Please.
You can't hear me. Please, can anyone hear me?
I can hear you well.
We can hear you
Yes, I can hear you well.
Okay.
hearing.
So please, if you can hear, rejoin again and let's see if you can hear me now, because everyone seems to hear me. So you have to take a step back and analyze what could happen. So you have to know that, oh, whilst I'm stepping up, it can rain. What should I do? So you analyze the risk. So the same goes for organization. You can't say that you have an organization and then you can't think of what could possibly happen. I mean, no matter what, something could happen. Even if it's not something bad, something could actually happen. So as an organization, you need to have a risk mindset. So even as top management, you have to first think of ways to manage your risks. Even though the risk hasn't come, maybe you are now starting your organization, but you have to first think of ways to manage your risks. You don't have to wait for the risks to happen before you find ways to manage it. You have to first sit down, put things in place, and find ways that you manage that. Hello?
Sorry, I was unmuted to speak, but my network is funky. But I'm with you.
Okay. Thank you. Please kindly mute again. Thank you very much. So as I'm saying, please Stanley, kindly mute your mic.
Network is right here.
If your network is bad, kindly rejoin. Don't distract those who can hear. So if your network is bad, kindly go off the meeting and then rejoin. You get to do. You don't have to tell me your network is bad, okay? So that you don't distract the others also. Hello, Parkwesi.
Alternatively, the moderators of the Zoom link can also change the settings to mute upon entry.
Okay, Thank
So
you very much.
automatically, when you join, it will mute you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So moderators, please kindly take that into consideration. Let's move on, everyone. So as an organization, you should be risk conscious. You shouldn't wait for the risks to happen. You shouldn't wait for the risks to happen before you work on it. Please, can you take Sharon off the call? Please take Grayson Sharon off the call for us because she's not complying. Please kindly take her off. Please, Innocent, please kindly unmute, mute. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's settled now, please. Sorry for the hitches.
Okay, thank you very much. So moving on, as I said, organization needs to be risk conscious. So top management needs to sit down. They need to sit down and agree upon what to do when a risk arises. They have to sit down and make sure that they've set a risk appetite. So what risk can we
Hello, can we hear me?
Yes, I can
Please, we
hear you.
appreciate. Wait, hello.
Hello.
Please, we appreciate all participants to mute their mics, or we'll take you off the meeting. Please, some persons are breaching the instructions here, and our speaker is
Sorry, good morning, everyone. Innocent, please hold on. Egina, please make me the host back. Sorry, everyone. We're sorry for this. Please, Egina, make me the host back. Thank you. While that is being done, Jemima, please continue your lecture. I would control the whole settings from here now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So, as I said, the top management should sit and then decide their risk appetite. When I say risk appetite, I mean how much risk can you take as an organization? You have to know that how much risk can you take. So if this risk happen, if it's a medium risk, can you take as an organization? Will you lose something? Some people can, some organizations can take high risk. Something could happen very highly and their operations won't go down. They wouldn't lose that much. Even though they'll lose money, they'll think that, oh, that money that we lose, nothing will happen to us if we lose that money. So you have to know your organization yourself. So the top management have to sit and then decide their risk appetite, how much risk they can tolerate, how much risk they can take as an organization. So they set this risk appetite. And then also they have to make sure they choose a standardized method of assessing risks so that we have a uniform thing in the organization. So the reason why top management first have to do this, if you don't do this, you go to department A and then you find out that they are using a different method for risks altogether. You go to the department B and how they do their risks is different. So first, top management have to sit down, talk about risks. How are we going to go about risks in this organization? So they'll state, this is our risk appetite. Anything above this, we need to treat that risk. Anything below this, you can just leave it. So you set this thing out. What processes are we going to use for our risk, to manage our risk? You have to make sure when it comes to enterprise, when it comes to cybersecurity risks, it's not a standalone thing. It's not a standalone thing that you are supposed to do. You have to incorporate it into the enterprise risks. So most of the times, organizations already have an enterprise risk, a general risk. So you don't have to do the cybersecurity risk as standalone something that we are doing. It's something that is going to align with the organization. It shouldn't be a standalone thing. So you have to incorporate the cybersecurity risks two enterprise management process. So if when it comes to the general organization, we are treating risks which is above 5, then cybersecurity, every risk above 5, we treat it also. It doesn't have to be standalone or separate thing together. You can have a risk register. As an organization, you create a risk register, and you even create a risk process. This is how you go about risk. So if you are implementing this specific category, you can have a risk process which states out how we are going to treat risks, how we are going to go about our risk management, what our risk appetite is, and you also state you state how to communicate risks, channels that you communicate risks. So you can state in your risk process documents that when there is a risk, we are going to communicate it this way, so that at the end you are all on the page. No one is doing their own thing. We are all following one thing because we are. So you are go. You are not, this person is not doing this whilst this person is doing that.
What you're talking about is another one. I know that one you're talking about.
Okay. So moving on to the next category, which is the roles and responsibilities. Please, I hope I'm still audible though. Okay, so one key thing
Yes,
that
ma'am.
key thing that our top management have to do is to make sure when it comes to cybersecurity. So governance doesn't work if people don't know who is responsible for what. If I don't know who I'm referring to, who is in charge of this, who is responsible to this, the cybersecurity that you're implementing won't work. So the first thing is the top management have to clearly define roles and responsibilities. Give roles, so you can choose maybe a cybersecurity manager. And then you have to clearly define the responsibilities. And even the roles, you have to clearly communicate it. You can't choose someone as a cybersecurity manager whilst the person is there. The person doesn't know that he or she is a cybersecurity manager. You have to clearly communicate it to the person. Let the person know their responsibilities. So if something happened, the person could be accountable for it. You let the person know what they are supposed to do, who they are to report to, so people know their authorities. So you don't just have an intern going to report to the CEO. You don't have that. So if you have these roles and responsibility in place, structured in place, the organization will thrive very well. The cybersecurity will thrive very well, because if there is an incident, you know who you are going to. If there is a risk, you know who you are going to. You know who is in charge of this risk. You know who is in charge of this process. So if there is anything cybersecurity about this process, you know that, oh, this is the person who managed this specific process. We have to make sure, as I said earlier, cybersecurity is not a stand-alone process. So you have to include cybersecurity in HR processes. So something like onboarding. If someone is coming to the organization and then we are talking to the person about, okay, this is your role, you have to know that cybersecurity is every individual responsibility. Every person has a responsibility to play in cybersecurity, not just the technical people, not just the IT people or the InfoSec people. Every single person in the organization has a role to play when it comes to cybersecurity. So we have to make sure HR incorporates cybersecurity in his or her processes. So let's say an onboarding training is going on and I'm a finance officer. HR needs to tell me, let me know that when it comes to finance, this is your responsibility. Make sure that you store your files on the cloud. There is password on your computer. You have to make sure the person is aware of what they have to do, even though they are not a cybersecurity professional, they are not an IT. Okay, So you have to know that this you have to make the person aware of their responsibilities when it comes to cybersecurity, even though they are not technical people or anything like that. You just have to make sure that they have to know their role when it comes to cybersecurity. Like I gave the example of the finance officer. So even an intern, when an intern is coming in, the HR has to make sure that they have to tell them this place, we don't use pen drive, because you can have some virus on a pen drive and you set it. You have to make sure that the person knows what they are supposed to do when it comes to cybersecurity. That's why cybersecurity is not a standalone. It's not an IT thing alone. You can't say it's for IT people. It's for compliance people only. It's for everyone in the organization. Moving on to the next function, policies. Policies are key, not only in cybersecurity, but even in general organization point of view. Policies are key because they are the rules of the game. They guide your behavior, they guide your decision. If I come to an organization and I want to know what to do, maybe you go to organization A, you don't walk in with your slipper. You have to know that policy. There is a policy that says you don't walk into this building with your slipper. You have to remove your slipper before you go in. It guides us what to do and what not to do. So even if I'm in an organization and you tell me that, oh, they said we should do this, the first thing that will come in mind, even in school, if let's say your course rep tells you, oh, do this, you first have to ask, is it from the lecturer? So that is why it is important for top management to make sure that when it comes to policy, they approve of policy. They approve the policy. So it's not something like someone has gone to sit somewhere and then they've generated some policy. No one will even follow. If I know that the thing is not coming from top management, there is no way out, because I know that if I don't follow, nothing will happen. But if I know this policy has been approved by top management, it has been signed and approved by top management, I will actually do whatever the policy is saying, because I know if I don't do it, there will be a consequence. So people need their top management approval when it comes to policy, when it comes to a way of doing things in the organization, because they feel like the organization belongs to the top management. Top management must not just reinforce it also. You don't just approve it and then you leave it. You don't care whether the people are actually following or not. You don't do anything to them if they don't follow. We just leave them just like that to do anything that they want. No, you have to make sure you enforce the policy. You have to make sure that if someone doesn't comply to the policy, they face some disciplinary action or something like, so that people knows that this policy, we have to follow it. So even if it's a cybersecurity policy, do not create a password at this length. We know that it's from top management, so we have to do that. Anyone who doesn't do that will get a sanction. After you do a policy, we approve of it, we make sure people are using it. That's not all. We have to constantly review it to know if the policy is working as we want, the objective, the reason why we set that policy. Is it doing what it's supposed to do? Is it working as it's supposed to do? You have to continually review that policy. So if it's not working as it's supposed to work, then you know that you have to change the policy. People are following the policy all right, but the reason why you created the policy, maybe people normally run into the office, and then you create a policy of running in the office. And when people normally run into the office, maybe things get destroyed. So you said no running, and people don't run again, but they walk, but they still hit the things and it gets destroyed. So you know that not just the running that caused the things to destroy, but rather they run and they hit it. So you have to review it and adjust it continuously. The reason why there's this continuously is it's not one thing. You do it, you review it again, you do another one, you review again. So you'll be doing it continuously to see that it's actually fixing the problem. The problem that you did the policy for is actually fixing it. So if it's not, then you know that you have to enhance it. You have to make improvements on that policy. So when it comes to this oversight, you can look at it as like a feedback loop. So when you measure, then you learn, then you improve. So don't be discouraged and let's say, oh, I've created a policy, it's not working, and then you'll be discouraged. No, you measure it, then you learn from it. Why wasn't this working? What should I do? Then you improve upon it. That is what oversight means. You constantly review and then improve of it so that the overall performance of the cybersecurity will work well, go well. So this one, you can use something like a matrix or a dashboard to monitor if the policies in place, the cybersecurity policies in place are actually working. So you can utilize, this is just some small tips that you can do. Maybe if you don't have a dashboard, it's okay. You can just sit down and analyze it yourself to see whether it's actually working or not. One of the things that gets overlooked in most organizations when it comes to cyber is supply chain. It is also one of the areas where cyber attackers or threat actors attack the most, because they know that the organization don't take or they don't put many efforts when it comes to that field, which is supply chain. So there is when you go online, you can go and search for a report on supply chain attack. You see that 2024 survey from BlackBerry reveals that 75% of organizations has experienced a software supply chain attack within that year, that 2024. So you can see it's a very critical part where people normally don't think of. It's something the organization must take into account, their supply chain. Because the cyber attack, the threat actor knows that if you put things in place in your organization and your supplier outside doesn't put things in place, if they are able to get your supplier, it will affect you. So a supply chain simply is, when I say supply chain, maybe someone don't understand supply chain, is the entire network and process involved in getting a product or services. So from your raw material to the final product, any process, any individual involved in the process of you delivering services to your customer is what we call a supply chain. So let me give you a general example so that you understand this supply chain very well. So let's take an example using something that everyone can understand. So let's say a bakery. So we have a bakery and they bake fresh bread every morning. And then that is what the bakery does. They bake fresh bread every morning. So this bakery depends on many people. Even as I'm talking, you can think of what a bakery depends. So they depend on the suppliers who supply them with flour, because the bakery doesn't provide or grow wheat to make their own flour. So they have a supplier who will give them flour, butter, sugar, and maybe they have a delivery man who delivers all these products to them. They have maybe a delivery service who normally deliver this product to them every day, who transports these things to them. And they might have bakers in that bakery who bakes the bread, who knows the recipe, who does the baking. And then maybe they have a shop that they send, after they bake it at the bakery, they send it to the shop and then people buys them. So all these people are what we call supply chain. All these individuals and processes are what we call supply chain. Putting all this together is what we call supply chain. So now just imagine this. Imagine what will happen if something goes wrong with one person in the chain. So let's say if the delivery driver gets attacked or delayed, let's say the driver is coming and then they get a flat tire, it will delay. Hence, the ingredients, which is the flour, butter, whatever, won't get to the bakery on time. That means the time taken for the bread to bake will be delayed. Customers, maybe people goes to work at 7. They always come and buy bread. They'll reach there at 7, and that day the bread is not there. Nothing has happened to the bakery, but something has happened to the delivery man. So you could see that it has affected the bakery. That same thing is what happens to cybersecurity. So you have to take your supply chain very, very serious, because you can put things in place in your organization. You might think that, oh, I'm putting my cybersecurity controls in place. My organization is resilient, like no one can attack me. But they can attack maybe your one person in your supply chain. In our example, they can attack even the baker. So the things, the flour and stuff will come to the bakery, and the baker cannot make it. That means we can't bake bread. So you have to take note that supply chain is very, very important. If one part of your chain, so your chain could be your vendor, your suppliers, your partner, if one part of it is compromised, it can affect everyone. Even if your own system is in place, it can affect everyone. So cybersecurity doesn't stop only at your organization's wall. Your vendors, your partners, your service providers all play parts in your risk landscape. So you don't have to, you must take consideration of them, because a breach in a supplier can easily affect you. Like the example I gave in the bakery example. That is why it's very important to include your supply chain in your cybersecurity and risk management effort. So to be able to do this effectively, you first have to identify and document your suppliers. So just as you did for the external internal stakeholders, this is what you do for your suppliers. You take a pen and paper, or you open your Word document. You list all your suppliers, you identify all your suppliers. You create a clear list of everyone involved in your supply chain. So you know that this person is part of my supply chain. You list everyone there. So it could be a small vendor, it could be a small, you don't leave anyone out. Oh. You list everyone. So after you are done, you prioritize them. So you have to sit down and think of, understand the supplier. Are these suppliers most critical to you? Some of the suppliers, if they don't even supply you, you can go on with your services. So you have to prioritize them. Which one of your suppliers that if they fail, that means that day your company won't go on, won't be able to deliver services. So you have to prioritize them. So this is the first supplier that is very, like, is very critical to your business processes. This is the second. This is the third. Now you know where your eyes should be, that you assess the risks. So you ask yourself, what could happen if this supplier don't deliver? What would affect our operation if this supplier don't deliver, or if these processes, the person in charge of these processes don't deliver? What could happen? What could happen? So you have to first, please give me a second. Kind of a second. Okay, sorry everyone. Sorry for I wasn't able to unmute, sorry. So we just have to quickly rush through the rest of the things since our time and all the distractions. So as I said, you list your suppliers, you prioritize them, and then you include security requirements to perform due diligence. So before you partner with anyone, you make sure you check that they have cybersecurity things in place. After that, you do continually monitoring. So you continue to monitor them. If anything happens, you have to hear of it first so that you know what to do. So this is what normally we call supply chain risk management. Listing your suppliers, prioritizing them, making sure you do due diligence before you partnership with anyone. You don't just stand up and then partner with anyone whilst they don't have anything in place to secure themselves from cybersecurity attack. So our next function for today, our time is almost spent, but let me just brush through, is the identify function. So after defining the governance, the next step is to identify. When we say identify, we mean that the dictionaries explain it as to establish or indicate who or what something or someone who is important to you. So it could be an entity, it could be an individual, it could be a person, it could be a thing. So you have to identify something which is of importance to you. So you establish or indicate who or what something is. That is, you are identifying something. So when it comes to this function, it's all about identifying what is important to us as an organization. What could affect that specific thing that we identify, and what matters most to us as an organization. So the goal of this is to understand your organization's cybersecurity risks. So yes, so the first function under this is the asset management. So when we say an asset is any useful or valuable thing for your organization. Even as an individual, you have an asset. Things which is important to you, which is of value to you, which you deem as valuable. It could be your pet, your dog, your money. It could be your dog, your money. Monetary things like money or properties. Your email is your asset because someone can just take your email password and do something. But your bio data, your name, your age, where you live, your fingerprints, they are all assets, something which are useful to you. So organizations know, and something can be useful to you, and that same thing won't be useful to someone else. So you have to know what is useful to you as organization. So you can create an inventory. When I say inventory, you can create a table. You list all your hardwares. You can use Excel. Your hardwares, which are important to your softwares, your network connection, your supplier provided services. So you list even your staff in your organization. You list each and every one. Which assets is important to you for you to reach your goal. You list everything. So you put them in an inventory. So you know who is in charge of maybe this laptop A, you gave it to this. This is the person who is overseeing this. You need to do all this in that inventory to make sure you have an overview of whatever you have in place. You have an overview of all your assets. After that, you prioritize your assets by critical and impact. So these assets, what is it about? Is it critical to my organization? If you don't have it, will something happen? You need to prioritize it, and you have to manage it in all their life cycle. You don't just buy an asset and put it on the paper that we have this and you leave it. You have to make sure there's someone overseeing it till the end of till the asset gets spoiled. You need to oversee it. So you can have an asset inventory. There's some asset inventory too, or you can create yours. If you don't have money, you can just use an Excel to create an asset inventory. So here are some scenarios. So we just look at the first scenario, and then we identify the risks. The assets here first. So you the first scenario is, imagine you just bought a new house. The house has no fence or gates around it, and then the house has no fence or gate around it. There is a special mango tree in the yard that grows maybe the sweetest mango on earth. And inside the house, you have a room that contains your personal item and money, but the door is locked. The door lock is broken. Sorry. The window is weak. Your kitchen also have like a faulty gas cylinder also there. Your bathroom have some slightly faulty pipe. So with this scenario, you can see that the asset is something which is important to the person who, so you can say the asset could be the house because it's something which is important. The mango tree could be an asset. Your money and your personal things inside the room are assets because it's important to you. Maybe your kitchen, you have some foodstuffs in there. It's an asset. So you can just take a screenshot of this page, and after the class, you look through what your assets is in all these scenarios. After you've found out about your assets, you identify the risks. What could go wrong? What could go wrong with your assets? So when we say risks, you first have to understand vulnerability. Vulnerability is a weakness or a flaw in a system. So when you hear vulnerability, the first thing that has to come in mind is a weakness. So from our scenario, the mango tree, the house, you could see that the house doesn't have a gate. It's a weakness. The door lock is broken to the room. It's a weakness. The cylinder is faulty. It's a weakness. It's a weakness. And please, the yes, please facilitate that. I'm wrapping up. We didn't do a lot, but I just want to rush through. So give me a few 15 minutes. I'll be done. Sorry for taking your time. And then we have threat. So threat is anything that you could say it's a danger that could happen. So from our same scenario for the mango tree and the house, you could see there could be a fire because you have a faulty gas there. So a fire could happen. You could get flood could happen because you have a faulty pipe. Your door, thieves can break your door because you don't have a door lock. And the risk is the effect of uncertainty. So here, with that one, what could happen is if thieves break in, you lose your money. That is the risk. What will happen? And when it happened, the impact. So risk, the formula for risk is normally impact times probability. So the impact of it happening. So if a thief is coming to your house, the probability of the thief coming maybe is high. When the thief comes, what will be the impact of it? That means the thief will steal your money. If the fire stuff, if your gas is to explode, what is the probability of it exploding? It's very high because the gas is faulty. And the impact of it will be high because everything will burn. The next one is the improvement, the improvements one. So here, after you've defined everything, you have to make sure you have things in place to improve your cyber security. You do evaluation. So we have something called the plan, do, check cycle. So when you plan, that means you identify your problems, you test the potential solutions, you check whether the solutions you've put in place is it actually working. If not, then you implement a best solution. So this part of the framework is telling you to always continually improve on it. Now the protect function also, I can see I'm rushing, but don't worry. The protect function also is all about keeping our organization from cyber attack. Now we've actually know the risks, we know our assets. Now we are putting things in place to safeguard these assets from attacks, safeguard these assets from cyber attacks. So you have the identity management, we talked about it. You put in multi-factor authentication. You have to make people prove their identity. We have something called zero trust. Don't trust anyone when it comes to cyber security. Don't say, I know this person, so I'm letting them enter. No, you have to make sure they prove their identity first before you allow them. So this is where you do the access control, the multi-factor authentication. You put in your password before you can enter. This is where you do that. You also don't forget about training and awareness because technical things only can't secure you. You can put the best things in place, and someone will find a way to in your organization to click on a link, and then you get hacked. So you have to make sure every individual knows about cybersecurity, are aware. People in special role receive special training about cybersecurity, how to go about the do's and don'ts. So you can do a phishing simulation. Tell them how to know a phishing link so that they don't go and press on a link. Even though you have things in place, trust me, your things, if your people are not cybersecurity conscious, you'll be hacked. Then we have data security. We have to also protect our data. Data is very important for us. So we have data at rest, which means you are not using it. If there is a data you're not using, like you stored on your computer, your Word document, you've not opened it, you've not sent it, we say that data is at rest. So you can put encryption in place. Access control, not anyone should have access to that specific data. You back them up so that if you lose it, you make sure that you can have it another time. Data in transit means that the data is moving. So maybe you are sending a text message to someone, that data is moving, it's in transit. You are sending an email, you are transferring something on your pen drive to your computer, it's a data in transit. You have to use secure encryption protocols. So something like the HTTPS instead of the HTTP, you need to put firewall in place, knowing that the things coming in and out of your network are protected. Then we have data in use. Something example, that means I'm using that data. Example is this slide that I'm showing. I'm showing you the data. That means it's in use. So this one, so you have to put endpoint protection, you maybe password, you protect so that if maybe you have a screen time up, 5 minutes, your screen goes off. So no one who is not supposed to see that data won't see it. Role-based access control, you can edit, you can't, you can read only, you can, this person can edit it. You have to put all this in place when it comes to protecting your data. Then we come to platform. We don't only have data in our organization, we have platform, software, hardware, how to configure all these things. You have to block unnecessary installation of password. So if it's not a safe softwares, not anyone can download just any software. Not anyone can go to any website. You have to make sure that software are being updated also. In the organization, people practice, if your organization develops software, they practice secure development practices. And you have to make sure you keep logs. When I say log, it's like a record of who logged into the system this day. You put a record so that you can track. If something happened, you can just track to them and point out that. So you can use something like a intrusion detection, a SIM tool, which will show you people who are visiting here at this time, people who are visiting there at that time, and then our technology infrastructure. So here you are protecting your technology infrastructure from both physical and cyber, and forget physical. If you get flooded, your things will get spoiled. If there is a fire, your things will get burned. So you have to put all these things in place. Have a second plan. So if it's electricity, you have a generator. If the light goes on, you have your generator. You have to make sure that in any case, in any event, in any bad event, you still go on, and then you can provide your services to people. So as I said, our time was fast spent. So you can see something like this. So we talked about the controls, things you can put in place. Vulnerabilities, weakness, threat are things or someone who can exploit vulnerability. So someone who can exploit the vulnerability, do bad things through the vulnerability. And then we have risks. So risks, one thing I didn't mention is risks can be positive or negative. It says an unsensitive event to your objective. So you have an objective to go out today, something which unexpectedly could happen. It could rain, then you get wet. It's a risk. Or maybe you go in, you could get money on the floor. It's an uncertainty. So risk is not just the bad part. You have to both the bad part and the part. So thank you very much. Sorry for today. A lot of distractions and all that. But we are done. So if you have a question, Please, is there any question? If you have a question, okay, Gaddav, I hope I've gotten your name well. Hello, I can see your hand up. You can talk, Gaddav. Or you can't unmute.
He's unmuted. He's
Okay.
unmuted. I don't know.
Gaddav, please, you can talk. Please, Brandon, can you unmute Innocent also?
Okay. Thank you so much. Can we all hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Hello, can
you.
we hear me?
Yes, I can
Yeah,
hear you.
sorry for the hitches I was having. I was just getting some feedback from my end. Okay, thank you so much, Jemima. Please, this time is section for questions and comments. Please, Brenda will do us the privilege to unmute. You can indicate if you have a question by just putting a thumbs up or a high five on your icon so we can take those questions and address it. Please do not forget that attendance will be sent immediately towards the link so we can be able to input those attendance details. And please, we want to discourage any form of unauthorized attendance link or meeting link shared by any other person. Please, it's only the facilitator that is obliged to share the authentic meeting link. So please, let's be observant, and it will be shared very soon. So we'll have like a 15 minutes break section where we get to answer questions and we get to get comments and feedback. I could see Abdullahi. Okay, Abdullahi, please, you can unmute and ask your questions. Thank you.
Abdullahi, you can ask your question.
You can ask your question.
Abdullah, please unmute yourself.
Okay. How are you? Thank you uh, for for this wonderful class. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Yes.
you.
So I said thank you for this wonderful class. I was able
Okay.
to follow it, but I was having network issues. So that's why I
Oh,
keep on asking if you could be able to send the slides so that we can now use for our reference and then prepare for the test or exams. That's number one. Then secondly, actually, I today I made to understand that threat, risk, and vulnerability could be distinct. In such a way that people can be able to understand. So I would like the resource person to explain terms because we are just new that to explain the differences between the threat, the risk, and then the vulnerability and how they are interrelated. That's number one. And then secondly, you talk about policy when you're talking about governance. So I don't know, is there any distinct feature between policy, procedures, practice, and guidelines when it comes to cybersecurity? So these are my questions I would like to ask, if you don't
okay.
mind. Thank you very much.
Okay, so when it comes to you said you want to know the distinctions between risks, am I right? Vulnerabilities. So when you hear vulnerability generally means a weakness or a flaw in a system. So I could say, just from the English, when I say you are vulnerable, that means you are weak. There is a weakness that I could exploit from you. So when you hear vulnerability, the first thing that needs to hit your mind is weakness. So a weakness could be anything, not just cybersecurity per se, but you could, that's why I was using something that you could understand, saying I have a house, but my door is, I don't have a door lock. That is a weakness, something that someone can use to do something bad, like to me. So I have a room with money in it, but the door, I don't have a door lock, or my window is weak, my gas is faulty. That thing is seen as a weakness because it could cause something to happen. And then when it comes to a threat, threat just means danger, a danger. So it could be an event, a person, an individual that could cause something bad to happen. So the threat is always known as a danger. So it could be an event, not necessarily an individual. Sometimes a lightning can strike on something and then it will spark fire. That is a threat. So a danger to something is what we call a threat. So with the same example, when you have a faulty gas, the threat that could happen is fire. Fire could happen, and then the risk is whatever that will come from that threat. So if a fire happens, your building will burn down. If your door lock is not right, is weak, that is a weakness, vulnerability. You have money. The threat that could happen is the threat to that door is a thief. A thief is a threat. And then the thief can come into your room and then steal your money. I hope you are getting it. Abdullah, you are the one who asked the question, right? Hello, Abdullah. And please, I hope I was audible when I was talking.
Hello, yeah, I can hear you. Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, please, are you okay with that
Yeah, I'm
vulnerability
okay with the
threat?
first one. Yeah, I'm okay. But what about the policy, procedure, versus the
Yes.
guidelines?
So when it comes to the procedures, policies, it all depends on your organization. Like I said, it depends on your goal. That's why you first have to know the organizational context. What are we driving up to? So policies, maybe password policy. Maybe the organization don't have anything for password. So you can set up a policy for password. You can go online and read about secure password practices. They said NIST says that we should have this length of password. So you create a policy that says that everyone in the organization should have this um, length of password. That is a policy. Maybe in my organization, we already have password. Everyone uses password. So there's no need for me to bring that policy. But maybe I could just bring a policy so that someone new coming there. So the policies and procedure all depends on your organization. What's your organization need? That's why you first have to know the context and what you need. So there's nothing like a list of procedure, like by force everyone should have this, but you have to know your organizational world, how your organization operates, and then the policy. If you want an example of a policy, don't worry, you go online, you just search, type the policy, maybe cybersecurity policy template. It will give you an example of how some people do theirs. So we don't have a specific way or specific name policies that you have to do. Please, have I answered your question?
Yeah, thank you very
Okay.
much. I am okay. I just
Okay.
want to get a clearer picture because I'm down last week, so I was unable to meet up. But today,
Okay.
so I really enjoyed the class. So thank you very
Okay.
much. And what about the slide? Could the slide be shared so that we
Yes, it
prepare
will
for
be
it?
shared. It will be
Okay.
shared.
So thank
Okay.
you very much, and I really appreciate. Thank
Okay,
you.
so I can see in the comment section, someone said, please, can you give us the phishing tool that can let you know when? So phishing, when it comes to phishing, mostly the tools, you have to pay for them. It's mostly paid, but you can generally generate a phishing. It's not just anything. So if you are doing it for awareness, you want to make your employees aware of phishing, you can just generate an email and then put a link there It's not a link which will send them to a bad place, but you just want to know who will click on it. So you can create a mail that's salary increment, and then you send a message. This is from your HR. You have to click this link or go to this form to fill out your name for a salary increment. And you send it to them, and then with the forms, you create a Microsoft Forms and you send the link. You put the link in the message. So people who will go to the forms, you get to know the number of people who went there, who went to fill in their name. So you know that these people, they are not security conscious. That means if it was a bad person, that person would have gotten them. So when it comes to phishing, you can, if your company don't have money, you don't need a tool or something. You can just go on, create your own email, and maybe this is from the IT department. You just create an email. It's an update. If you don't update your device by 12 o'clock, your device will get would shut down. Click this link to update it, and then you see that some people will click. That is all about phishing. So what's the name? Richard Apia Owusu. So you can use that, but if you want the there's something called Know Before. It's, you can check it out. It's a website. Sometimes you have to subscribe, pay monthly, and it could help you with these phishing activities in your organization. Someone also said, please help us with the slides. Okay, we'll send the slides. How do I monitor my suppliers in terms of cybersecurity? Like I said, so you've gone into an agreement and you state in agreement that the supplier needs to maybe send you things regarding cybersecurity, maybe half a year or every quarter. Or every quarter, you are going to check their systems to see that things are in place, or they need to send you an audit report. All these are monitoring of your suppliers, because you can't go and sit in your supplier's office 24 hours. So they have to, you state, before you sign the contract, you state in the contract that every quarter you need to do an audit, cybersecurity audit, so that we know where you stand. So when they do the audits, they have to send you the report. That is a form of monitoring. Or if they don't do that, because mostly you won't pay for the audits for them. So you just have to first agree upon it. If they don't agree, you don't sign. So maybe in a year, you have to send me a cybersecurity audit for me to know where you stand when it comes to cybersecurity. That is how you monitor your suppliers. Blessing, please, are you okay? Someone says, how can I monitor supplies in terms of cyber? I think it's the same as Blessing's own. So Leo, I think I've answered your question. No, that's not Leo. That is Dave Scott Jr. Okay. Please, any other? Okay, someone has even stated here the Know Before. So the person who was looking for phishing tools, we have some, Mr. Oluwafemi has shared some tools here that is free, you can utilize. So kindly check the comments.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jemima. Are we all happy with this presentation? Man, I can tell you that I was really enlightened by all sections that the first speaker treated, especially the areas of risks. It's just to give us enlightenment on how well we can manage risks in our environment, in our workplaces, in fact, everywhere. Risks needs to be managed, either by mitigating, either by improving, or either by any of these ways. And also talking about cybersecurity as not a standalone standard. You have to incorporate it with other operations like HR. Well, the lecture was really full package, and I'm sure we are all educated this afternoon on the best practices on cybersecurity. So we would love to excuse me. Sorry about So I would love to drop this information again. There will be link for assessment. There will be link for assessment. There will be dropped on the chat box. All right. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I was told that you couldn't hear me properly. Can we hear me now? Hello. Can we all hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you
Sorry.
very clearly.
Oh, sorry about that. I think my earpiece had an issue there. So I was saying that the section has really been an enlightenment section for every one of us, and especially the area of risk management, in which we will have to also understand the necessity on how to manage these risks and how cybersecurity on its own can also be integrated with other features in our organization. So I'm sure that from this we'll have a key takeaway that we'll have to go with today and implement both in our modern contemporaries and also in our workplaces. So a link for the assessment will also be shared on the chat box. So please make sure you do the needful. Make sure you do the needful. So we'll be moving on to our next speaker. I would love to call on engineer to help me upload the slide. So I will introduce our next speaker for the next section. Please, engineer, can you help me? Okay, you have done that. We can't see your slide. Please, can you upload it? All right. Please pardon us for a few minutes while we upload the slide. Wow.
Innocent, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, it's coming up soon.
All right. So since we are
All right.
doing this,
All right. Thank
the
you. Yeah, so
section with
please
this
move.
particular
So
section,
please move
I
to
just
Brenda.
want everyone to have. Innocent, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's breaking. Can you come? Can you speak up loudly?
Innocent,
Hello. Yes,
can
yes, I
anybody
can
else
hear
hear
you
me?
now. Yes, I can hear you. You can speak up, please.
Okay, so all right. Yes, so I'm saying that we are moving on to the practical section. So I want everyone
Oh,
to have their systems ready. Yeah,
okay,
everyone
okay.
waiting for too long. So please let's get
All
our
right.
system. We'll be able to do as it's doing. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Okay, okay. That noted. Okay, so you can take over, Priscilla. Once you are done, then notify me so I could take over the next section to invite the next speaker. All right. So
Innocent, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. I already passed across the information I wanted to pass across. So you can go ahead.
Hey, all right. So we can proceed. So please, Eugenia, can you help me upload my slide again? Sorry about the. Um, all right. Thank you. So I hope we're all ready for this next section, and I'm sure this is going to blow your mind. Meet Brandon Ahmad. Brandon Ahmad is an experienced consultant focused on enhancing security posture, managing risks, and driving operational excellence through compliance. He's also an information security analyst. He's a PCI DSS operator as well, and also very good in vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. He has a certification as the 27001 lead auditor, a PCI DSS lead implementer, and a certified cybersecurity professional. Brandon has worked on this space for quite some time, also having strong knowledge and background on ensuring security and compliance to regulatory organization like yourself. And we're so glad to have him joining us this afternoon again. Please, with maybe with a clapping, with a hand up, with an excitement of expression, can we welcome Brandon to take over the next section with us? Thank you, sir. Please, over to you, Brandon. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Brandon, over to you.
Okay, so before Brandon come on board, can we hear me? Can we hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right. So before Brandon comes on board rather. I just want to notify us that the attendance link has already been posted in the group chat on the call. Please do not take the attendance link and post it on the group chat where all of you are, because that would be a cheat. That would be cheating to every other person. All of you are on the call here. You guys have the right to click on the attendance. Don't carry it and say, because my friend, let me share it with my friend. That friend, you're not helping the friend to gain anything. So I just want to inform us that the attendance link has been posted already in the group chat. So it will be reshared, but ready, like I said. So in case if as the consultant will be speaking, we'll be doing as he's doing. So we can be at alert and we can be able to follow up. If you have any questions, please do well to ask him. And I trust he will give justice to all of our questions. So thank you. Student is back now. So Brandon, you can take over from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Innocent, for the introduction. Good everybody. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brando Amman Nyamkimbi, and as you can see on the screen, those are the little information about me. I hope we throughout all these sessions we are learning a lot, as that is our hope in PSC, to be able to share the little knowledge we have with you people. And before we start, I would like to build on what we spoke during the class, and people were asking about phishing. And so I would like to start a class by asking us to, I'm dropping a link on the chat box. I would like us to just go to this link and test yourself on phishing. It's a series of questions that will help guide you at least to see your own competence, to see your own understanding of what is phishing. So I'll be allowing people to unmute themselves so that they can ask questions freely, but please don't abuse that opportunity to leave your mic unmuted. So hello, as anybody is, I don't know if I'm audible or not. Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you. I can hear you.
Can hear you, sir. You're audible.
Okay. So like I said, I put a link in the chat box. I don't know if we have seen it. I'm putting it again. Let us just go
Brandon,
and test our skills.
Brandon,
Yes,
please let me raise an observation. Please, all participants should note that what was posted on the chat box is assessment link, not attendance. Please take note. We just have to correct that, please, so you don't miss out on the attendance link. So what is there is the assessment for the first section. Thank you. If that is noted, Brandon, you can continue, sir. Thank you.
okay. So has anyone been able to go to the page? Has anyone been able to see the Google link I have dropped?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so are we trying it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's say we'll take about 2 minutes. I would like us to take about 3 minutes to answer the questions on it and come back and tell me your score. Come back and tell me your own score so that at least you can test yourself. How good do you think you understand phishing? Okay, so while people are taking the test, I would like to find out how many of us are still having issues installing Khalil. If you could raise your hands, let me see.
Are you?
So I'm finding it difficult to open the link.
What is it showing you?
It says, I don't know. It just said Luke Johnson shared the document that if I want to edit it, I should edit it. That's all.
This is what you should be seeing. Can you see my screen?
No, sir.
It's coming up.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this, if you go to the link I shared, this is what you should be seeing. This is the starting point. And there will be required to take the quiz. You put your name and your email.
Yes, sir, we do it like this. I do it like this.
And from there now you can see the questions that are being
Yes,
asked, and you are to choose if it is a phishing. You are to study this email that is shown to you. You are to study it, then you choose whether it is a phishing or a legitimate email. Do we understand the exercise now?
yes, yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. It's fishing, sir.
Choose on. Do there are a number of questions. How many questions are there? I think there are 10 questions. Try all the 10 and see your score.
Please help us send the link again.
Send questions now.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes, blessing.
Please help us send the link again.
I
Thank
have
you.
just done that.
All right, thank you.
Please,
Hello,
how
sir.
do we take
5
the
of
right
10
good
questions.
answer?
I did not get your question, Prof.
Please, how do we take the right answer?
So there is
Yes.
phishing and there's legitimate. These two options up here, phishing or legitimate. You are supposed to choose which one. You are supposed to observe the
Okay,
email.
okay, okay,
Then
okay.
you
Thank you,
choose
sir.
which it is. Yes.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
I scored 7 over 10.
I
Wow,
scored 5.
that's good. It shows I saw someone even scored 9 or 10. It
I
shows you
scored
have a
7.
I
good
also scored
understanding.
7/10.
Yeah, it shows that you have a good understanding of phishing. You're able to easily identify.
I scored 8/10.
Okay, that's good.
Hello.
I Yes, I can get you.
Sorry, my volume is too low. I can hardly hear you.
Okay, please can everyone confirm that my voice is low? Maybe I should know if I need to.
No, sir,
The
your
volume is
voice is loud
okay.
and clear.
So I think it's
I,
from your end there. I think
I
it's from
think
your
it's from
end.
me.
Okay.
So someone was asking for the assessment link. I've shared it. Olufunke, I've shared the assessment link for you to go and take for today's class. Okay, so that's enough for that exercise. That's enough for that exercise. At least we see with all your scores, I see that we all have at least a very good idea on what phishing is. This is an open this thing. You could also go and within your organization to share to your colleagues so that they themselves can test and do see the little tricks that these scammers will try to use to get you to reply. It's as simple as changing a letter in the email, changing instead of let's say google.com, the person replaces one of the O with zero, and you see there's really no noticeable difference between google.com and google zero gre.com. And so if you don't look closely, you won't be able to spot the difference. Okay, so now we'll be moving on to today's. Only two people raised their hands and about not being able to install Khalil. So I'll assume that that's not a general problem. And so we'll be moving on to today's class, today's practical. So my hope is, as we are all with our systems, I want us to be as interactive as possible. I want us to be able to do our research as much as possible. I want you to be able to hit the net to find out solutions. So I'll be throwing a lot of questions to get the answers. You not going to be me saying everything and all of that. So let's start. What is a vulnerability? What is vulnerability scanning? Because today that's what we are looking at. Vulnerability scanning. Vulnerability scanning is, we'll say, an automated process to identify security weaknesses in applications, in networks. Vulnerability scanning, an automated process to identify security weaknesses in web applications, in networks, in mobile applications. And this is something very important that is used by hackers. Yes, my screen, I'm not displaying anything on my
Sorry,
screen.
sir, we can't see your screen.
Yes, I'm not displaying anything on my screen at the moment.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So it is an important tool used by it's an important tool used by security analysts. It's an important tool used by scammers. It's an important tool used by cybersecurity analysts, whether it's within the organization, whether it's out of the organization. One of the first things they do after, as part of their reconnaissance, is to run a vulnerability scan on your web application or that, it gives them an idea of the common weaknesses that you could have. I would like all of us to go and on our phones Google top 10 OWASP vulnerabilities. OWASP top 10. And someone should some like I would like three people to read them out. The first three, the next three, and the last person should read the remaining four. OWASP top 10. Are we there?
Please,
Sir,
how
do you
is
mean
OAPS spelled?
OAPS or OR
Okay,
top
let
10?
me. I'm writing it in the. I'm writing it in the chat box.
It's OWASP.
Yes, it's on the chat box. If you need it, I've spelled it out on the chat box.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm on the page now, sir.
Yes.
Bro-
Okay.
Broken access control.
Yes.
Cryptographic
Injection.
field,
Injection,
Yes.
Yes.
insecure
Insecure
design,
design.
Yes.
security
security
misconfiguration,
misconfiguration,
Yeah.
vulnerable and
vulnerability and
outdated
outdated components,
components,
Yes.
identification and
identification
authentication
and
failures,
authentication failures,
Yes.
software
software
and
and
data
data
integrity failures,
integrity failures,
Yes.
security
security
logging,
logging and
Login
monitoring
and
failures,
monitor failure.
Yeah. And the
server
final
side
one.
Server-side request
forgery.
forgery.
server side request forgery.
And so yes. So these are the top 10 most common vulnerabilities that you will find on web applications. It changes after a while. OWASP top 10 keeps updating itself depending on how common. But this top 10 right now, as of 2025, have been classified as the most common vulnerabilities that people get or find in applications. And so vulnerability scanners are used if you are working within an organization. It's your job to ensure that your organization is always, like, if you are putting out a web application, you need to run a vulnerability scan to find out what are the possible issues that could be found in your, if a hacker wants to just run through your website to see the vulnerability, what is, so you have to be proactive by doing this. Most standards sometimes say you should do it quarterly. Some say you should do it quarterly. Some say you should do it twice a year. Some say you should do it once a year. But also the good practice is to do it as soon as you either have a major update to your organization system. If you are releasing it for the first time, you should make sure you run it through your vulnerability scanner. If you are pushing a feature, if you are adding any feature to your application, make sure
Hello, sir.
you do
Sorry,
run that.
sir. It's like you've already disabled me from your hand. I've been trying to rejoin. Couldn't hear you. I hardly hear you.
I don't know. Please, can everyone confirm that they can't hear me?
So we can hear you,
Me,
please.
I
We
mean,
can
on
hear you
my
loud and
side.
clear.
We can hear
You
you,
know,
but
I
we
want
can't.
to.
Are
I
you
want to.
sharing your screen?
Clearly.
Because
No,
we
I
can't
am
see
not.
anything.
I
My
am
end
not
is
yet.
from his own end.
Hello, guys. I
Okay.
am not yet sharing my screen. We'll get to that
Okay, okay,
point. I'm not
okay.
yet sharing my screen. And at this point, I want us to first discuss, before we get into all of this. Let us discuss and at least get a feel of what we are doing. So I would like us now to just go on the net and search for vulnerability scanners. Let's just search for the different types. There are different types of vulnerability scanners. Just go online, search, and give me the names of what you see. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Sir,
the
is
name
it
Okay.
Yes, sir.
application
scanning or
scanning?
scan?
So
Transaction vulnerability scanning?
No, I want you to look, but for the various the applications that do vulnerability scanning.
We have
Okay,
both. We have the tech AppSec and API weak spots.
Okay, I don't think that's still okay. Search vulnerability
Okay, there
scanners.
is Nmap, there's Nmap, there's
Thank you.
OpenVAS,
Yes, that's someone that's getting the answer.
Yes,
Nessus,
Quali.
Qualys guard,
Bugsuit,
Quali.
Yes,
Nikto,
Nessus.
we have.
Tenable.
IP360.
Yes. Also, those are
We have
all of those
box
are.
Notebook is not open. Oh.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. So those are various types of vulnerability scanners that are out there that people we all use. Some are paid, some are free versions. The thing is, free versions are usually open source versions, as we all know,
Sir,
are always
please, the
limited.
chat box is not open.
Joy, the chat box is open. I don't think anyone is restricted from typing in the chat box. Okay, so we have, as you have looked at those, if you maybe do further research into this, you will discover that some are open source, some are paid versions, and you see, organizations that are really security conscious go most of the times for the paid versions because the paid versions offer a lot of how would I put it? They offer a lot of more functions than the open source versions. The open source versions always have limitations. Just kind of like when you're going to buy, let's say, buy granite, then the seller might ask you to taste or meat. The seller will give you maybe cut one piece for you to taste, and then from there you have to go and pay for it to actually enjoy the full package. For you now to be able to enjoy the full package. So that's how most of these tools are. So now let's with that little explanation, I would like us now to like get into, let's try one of these tools. So we've mentioned last week we got to install Kali, and if you open your Kali, you will see that there is Nikto and there is WPS on it. Those are the tools that come. Those are the tools, the vulnerability scanners that come with Kali. Mr. Peter, what are you saying? Okay, so I was saying that those are the tools, Nikto and WPS scan. Those are the tools that come with Kali, but we will not be using those tools today. As the goal is, I want everyone on the call to be able to run a scan on their own, irrespective of whether you have installed Kali or not. So we'll be using online tools, and the online tool we'll be making use of today is hosted scan. Hosted scan, that's the online tool we'll be making use of today to carry out our test. So from here on, I'll be sharing my screen so that we can all follow along. Please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes, we
Yes, I
can
will.
see it. Yes,
I can see your screen.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's get into it. Please follow us along as I'm doing it so that we can all get to the same place. Hosted scan. I hope you have seen what I wrote in my search bar, and I'm taking the first option, hostedscan.com. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So before we continue with this, I would like to insist on something that we need to understand as we're getting into the field. Scanning, it's as an ethical hacker, you are not allowed to scan websites without permission. That means you cannot just go and see somebody's website and start running scans on it. It's not allowed. You are not supposed to do that. But there are some websites, vulnerable websites on the on the internet that have been created for you to be able to test your knowledge on to see what you get, and we'll be using one of such. I really reiterate this because sometimes when we get these tools, we can get too excited. We just go now and meet an organization's website. Somebody now on this, even on this call, come and put GT Bank there to want to scan and see whether it can get something. This is it's unethical. It's not. You are not allowed. You must always have permission of the website or the web application owner to be able to run a scan. And if you do that, then there's really no difference between you and a hacker. So I'm sharing the link that we'll be using today to run our free scan. I've shared it in the chat box, and it's also showing on my screen. Please confirm that everyone you can see it.
We can see it, sir.
Yes, I hope we are following along. I hope we are all following along with the class. I
Yes,
hope we
sir.
are
We can
all,
see.
yes. I hope we are running. We're also doing it on our own side, not just watching.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then now you can just take a scan now. So it will ask you to put in your email address. So you just put in your email address and submit. So now they'll tell you to check your email, and it's just, I think that's just the process. So now you can go to your inbox. I think that will be they'll have sent me. So you see on your inbox, in my inbox now, they've sent me a link. Your hosted can sign in link is here. So all you need now is to just click on see results, and you'll be taken to your dashboard where you'll be able to like see what is going on underneath. Has how many of us have gotten to this stage?
Sir, please can you come again, sir?
I was asking that how many of us have gotten to this stage?
I've gotten there, sir.
Okay.
I
Any
have,
other
sir.
person?
I've gotten there also.
Can you please drop the link that
Hello,
the site where
what
to
Hello, sir.
scan? Can you please drop it again,
on
sir?
our email, the one that you
Hello, sir.
sent? What did you? How do we click on it? I've seen it on.
Please.
Hello.
Okay. Yes. I can hear you.
No, after I've sent my email and I've submitted it, they display something. They say, please check your email to access your results. Congratulations,
Yes.
your scan has been submitted and it's running. So what next?
Yes. So go to your email. In your email address, you will see the link there.
Okay.
So look at my screen. If you see, this is
Sorry,
my
sir.
email address.
You,
If you
sir,
see my email
excuse me, sir.
address, this is the it
Brandon,
was
You
please,
sent.
can
see,
you hear me? This is
Yes, I
Titilayo.
can hear you.
Yes, so some people are saying they are having issues. Like, can you start again? Some people are
Okay.
panicking. They are
Okay.
confused in the chat box. Please, thank you.
Okay. So I should restart. I think at each state I was asking if we are following, and those who are participating were saying yes. Others now are coming to ask me to restart. Please, let's try
sir.
and follow.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You know, when you scan and then you receive the results in your email, you will see view dashboard. So when you click
Yes.
on it, it's going to ask you to sign in with your email. You need to be
No, no,
signed
no. So
in.
don't take this is are you seeing my screen?
Yes, I am.
You can see 3 emails I've received, right? From hosted scan.
Yes, yes.
So now look at this first one, the one with your hosted scan sign in link is here. This is the first email they'll send to you.
Okay.
This is the
Okay,
first
see
email.
results. I've seen it. I've seen it, sir.
Yes. So click on see results and it will take you to your dashboard without any sign in required. Okay,
It
so
worked. Thank you very much, sir.
for those asking me to start all over again, please ensure this time around you are following. Please, the first step is to go to this website, hostedscan.com. I'm posting it in the on the group chat. I'm posting it on the group chat for everyone to see, and it's also on my screen. So please unmute yourself and confirm that you have seen the link and you are there now. Mr.
Yes, I've seen
Abosede.
it and I'm there.
I've seen the
Mr.
link,
Abosede,
sir,
you're also
and I'm
complaining.
there.
Are you there?
Yes, sir, I've seen the link.
Okay. Okay. So then I'm restarting it. So this is the website we are scanning. I'm also going to post it in the chat box for you to be able to
Yeah,
copy it.
dashboard is nice.
I'll put it in the chat box for you to copy.
They
That's
have a
the
nice dashboard.
website that we are scanning. So like I said it first and I'm repeating again, it's illegal for you to scan a website that you don't have permission to scan. This particular website, as you can see, is a free testing website that people are allowed to come and like try to discover vulnerabilities, at least test your vulnerability analysis and penetration testing on it. So it's free. The permission has been granted for you to be able to test it. If not, without that, we are not allowed to test. It's illegal. So if you want to run a scan, always make sure you are running it on an organization that on a web application that you either own or whoever owns it has given you consent to scan the application. Okay, so I want to confirm, has everybody put in the link? Has everybody put in, those who were not there, have you all put in the link?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Cornelius, you say you wanted to say something.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's continue. Okay, so now the next thing is you take the scan now. You click on the scan now. Right, when you click on the scan now, you see a green tick appears. Then it asks you now to put in your email address where you will receive the scan results. Are we there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so put in your email
Yes, sir.
address and click on submit. Put in your email address and click on submit. Please
Okay,
put
sir.
in your email address and click on submit.
If
Mr. Daniel, yes, you can use your phone. Mr. Daniel, you can use your phone. It's online. It doesn't require any installation on your device, so you can use your phone.
Oh, okay, sir. So you say we are allowed to scan emails that we own or we have
Domains,
access
that's
to.
web applications that you own, websites that you own.
Okay, yeah. So I actually just scanned. I scanned my own company email.
Yes. Not your company email. It's not scanning
No, not
emails.
the email. Sorry, the address. The
Yes.
address. The web address.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I
Okay.
just scanned it. Yes.
Okay. So
And I have the result.
for the others that are following with this one, if you have gone to submit, please go now to your email address. Go to your inbox. Sorry, your inbox. Please go to your inbox and look for this the link I have highlighted. This your the one I've clicked, the one I'm currently highlighted. Your hosted scan sign in link is here. Please confirm that you guys are following as you have reached this stage so that we can move on, we can continue with it.
Yes, right. We are with you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so click on it and click on it and now go to your dashboard. Click on see results. Then it should take you now to your dashboard. I want to believe that everybody now is at least at this stage.
Yes, sir. It's loading.
Okay. Okay, so we can see our dashboard. We can see the potential risks. It has critical, it has grouped them into ratings, critical, high, medium, low.
Medium
And
low.
yes, and
Accepted.
now it's showing us accepted and closed. That's if you have accepted the risks, if you have closed the risks, it will show them. So now this hosted can makes use of three different scanners. And I think when I asked us to go and look for the types of scanners, if we looked well, data said well, we saw open vars. We saw open vars, right?
Yes.
We saw OAP zap.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and we saw nmap. So hosted scanner is using all of these three different tools to do scans for us.
No, sir.
It's using all these three. So OpenVAS
Hello,
now
sir.
is still
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
yes.
Hello, sir. Please, sorry for the interruption. My own scan result show medium 103, then low 8. And I'm scanning the same website you sent to us. But from your skin, I can see that your medium is 3, your low is 4. But mine is showing medium 103, low 8.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm also having the same experience here. It's the same link, but my medium is saying I think 0 and then low is 1. I don't understand because it's the same link that she sent
yes.
to us.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think those are good. Anyone who else has something different? It's
My
different and it's going to be different across. So
Hello.
it's not
my
yes.
Hello,
medium is
hello.
3.
My
Hello, good
also ye.
afternoon.
Yours
My
has not
medium is
even
three.
finished loading yet. Stay active. The open
Hello,
verse is still
Hello,
active.
my
sir.
own is showing
Hello, sir.
my
This
medium is
is
showing
something
zero. Low
based
is
on date.
That is why the low, medium, high, everything.
Um,
Because
Brandon,
from my own end here, October 6th, the low is 0 all through. Then when it moves to October 11, the medium is 1 and every other thing changes.
um,
Yeah, Mr. Innocent,
sorry.
you wanted to say
Yeah.
something?
Yes, please, can I come in?
Yeah.
Please, everyone, I would just want to crave your indulgence on something. I know this is a practical section and everybody wants to get all points as soon as possible. But please, just to maximize time and to also ensure efficiency from our trainer, because when we begin to get feedbacks like this, we will not achieve maximum result. There's always a recording for every section in case maybe peradventure you missed a step, so we can be able to proceed further and don't exhaust the trainer, please. So let's just try as much as possible to be patient. We might not be able to get everything on hand immediately, please. So whatever that you don't get, we'll trash it out later. Thank you. Pardon, please, you can continue, sir.
Okay. So how many of us has our open verse is our open verse done is finished?
So mine is showing low 2. The rest 0.
Yes, okay. I'm talking about okay, yours is 32%, okay, 82,
Yeah,
34,
my
okay,
open verse is still scanning. It's actually 10%.
okay,
Mine
okay.
is
So
30, mine
yes,
is 32%.
the reason for the
My open verse
discrepancies,
is 38%.
before asking for why theirs is different from mine, and here is the reason. Like I told you, these are vulnerabilities. These are vulnerabilities online free tools. The thing now with them is that they are geared towards always producing a sort of result. I don't know if you get. So you have false positives. That's it's something that when with practicals, with experience, you get to be able to detect. But usually they come with, when you're using these free tools, they come with what we call false positives. That is, they generate things that are not actually there. So now it is your responsibility with that, with your understanding, something you get to get do with experience, that when you get and you see this different vulnerabilities, because you, as you can see, it's giving you a report. When you get to look at the report, now you see different vulnerabilities that you give, you are now able to go further to check out whether this vulnerability is actually a real vulnerability or a false positive. I don't know if I've answered your questions. Have I answered the question? I guess people haven't. So I'm trying to open one of the scans. I don't know if people can see my screen. Let me see if I can.
Question, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I go ahead, sir?
Okay, so this is one of the scans. This is the one of Nmap. If you click on this button, you'll be able to download the report. You can try it out, and it will give you a simple report. It will, with vulnerabilities by target. You see here, Nmap picked out only one low, and then it's an open port TCP 80, and it's written there as low. So let's take now this for example. Having an open port isn't necessarily an issue for an organization. It's now, if you have not secured that port, that is where you have an issue. So Nmap now in this place is telling that yes, there is an open port. Now you now as a vulnerability assessment or an vulnerability assessment or penetration tester, your work now will be now to carry out tests on this port to see if is it actually vulnerable. You try different requests, try to ping the port in different ways to see if you get a response. If you get a response, if it's not authenticated, if it doesn't require authentication, if it doesn't require a secure shell, if so now you do go by that. So next, now let's take the OWASP zap report. Let's see what it has. Let's see what it's on the report. So can anyone see my report?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Okay. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
look at the overview. So this is where it tells you that it has three medium, it has three lows. So we go further, and so these are the vulnerabilities now it has detected. Absence of anti-CSRF tokens, content security policy header, missing anti-clicking header, X content type missing, server leaks, add power, and yes. Please, I don't know, has anybody opened his own on his site? I would like to see if you have this or not.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I'm
Sir,
not
mine is
seeing
showing.
I'm not seeing that on my own screen.
The
I don't know if I've missed the step.
on my own enter.
Yes.
On my own, the report for OWASP ZAP is still showing queued. So I
Yes,
guess
mine is
it's
showing.
yet to be fully loaded.
Yeah, yes. It means it hasn't yet gone done the scan. It means it started with open verse maybe before going to
Hello, hello, sir. I
yes,
am
Tade.
currently on the same page.
Okay.
I'm on the same page with your screen, and it is showing wait, I'm coming. Absence of anti-CSRF token medium
Yes.
and content security policy CSP header not set medium.
Yes.
Missing anti-click jacking header medium. And the X hyphen content hyphen type option header missing. It is low.
So I think it's this is almost the same thing with mine. Maybe it's not bringing you these several leaks, but it's almost the same thing. And so I want now to confirm, for example,
Yes.
this absence of anti CSR, all these things. What I'll do now is I want to confirm that is the website, does it really not have this? And so I'm going to a website called Security Headers.
Okay.
Yes, you can all check, open it on your own end. Security Headers. I'm posting the link in the chat box for everyone. Securityheaders.com.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if you're there now, you could put in the our website, our URL that we're using. Where is it again? Okay. Yes. This, you can put it there to scan. It scans headers and tells you issues your header. So take for example, look at mine now. Do you see how red it is? And it has given you is a header security report of F on the website we just scanned. So now, if you look at my report now, you see it tells on this my report, content security header not sent. This is confirming. This, for example, now confirms that all of these headers now that are here it's actually something that is actually a vulnerability that is on the website. These are legitimate vulnerabilities.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
The security headers.
Yes.
On my own place here it's yeah, there's a place it's right enter address here. What should we write? Should we put anything there?
Enter address. I would like to see your screen to see
The
exactly
moment
where
I
you are.
type the link, the moment I enter the link, it brought a blue
Which
background.
link?
The link you just sent to the
Hello,
chat
sir. Hello.
Yes.
box now.
Yes.
It's talking to security header.
This is
Security header.
securityheaders.com now. This is where it took you to, right?
Yes.
So put the link here. This is the link. Put the link here. Then click on scanning.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
And
Madam,
then
you have to
you
put that. You have to
Hello.
put that
Hello.
same link.
Hello.
Hello, madam. The same link that you put on
I
what's
posted
it
it on
called?
the chat. It's on the chat. The link is on the chat.
The same link that you posted on Olsted scan is the same link that you post at this security header.
Security header. Okay. Let me pick it back. Thank you.
yes, thank you guys for the assist. Okay, so now we have just, at least that was we have just verified that okay, this actually is not is these are not just false positives. You see their category is medium because usually this on their own is not enough to for someone to be able to access your website. There are other conditions that will have to be met, but this is already telling you that your website is. So let's take for example now, search for CSRF and see what it is. Cross-site request forgery, just search and you see what it is. Cross-site forgery. So it's telling you now from here that you don't have cross-site request forgery tokens. These are tokens that are usually sent with the browser to securely identify the user using the web application at that moment. So this telling you is telling you now that this measure has not been implemented on your website. Same as this, all of these now are different security distance that it's always very advisable to secure on your to have them turned on your web applications, because they are the starting points for attacks. On their own, they might not be that susceptible, they might not be hackable, but with other conditions being met, an attacker will exploit this. And if he gets to use one of these, if he gets to use one of these on your web application, you have access to, I would say, virtually your whole, you can have access to virtually your whole back end. So that's why it's important for you to, I hope everybody, I hope we all got this. I hope this one now is not different for anybody. This particular one should not be different for anybody. Anybody who
No,
did
sir.
security should have this
It's
on
not
your,
different, sir.
yes. Okay, so OpenVAS is still scanning. OpenVAS is still scanning. So let's see, but I can't see anything added to it. So maybe it hasn't seen an additional vulnerability or anything else to report to us. So let's also try another scanner. Let's try another scanner. This one is called Pen Test
Excuse me,
Tools.
sir.
Yes,
Your screen is not showing.
my screen is not showing. Oh,
Yes, sir.
sorry. Wait, please. Where did you stop seeing my screen? Okay, somebody started sharing his screen and took me
Yes,
out.
exactly.
Yes. So yours. Are you sure you
We
were
were seeing
scanning?
Lambdex.
Yes, Mr. Lambex. Are you sure you were scanning the same link with us?
Because his zone is B.
Are you sure you're scanning? Because I'm seeing all of yours is green. I'm not sure you're scanning the same link with us.
Yeah,
Please
you can see your
confirm.
screen now.
Okay, you
You
can see
can see
my
it, sir.
screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let me check once more if this has, okay, still at 98%. Okay, so let's, while waiting for it to come back to it, let's look at another tool. It's called pentesttools.com website vulnerability, pentesttools.com. I'll copy the link and I'll put it in the chat box so that everyone can see it. Please, I hope I confirm that you can see the link I've shared in the chat box.
Yes, I
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We've seen it.
Has anyone been able to go to the link?
Yes,
It's
sir.
not loading, sir. The pen
No,
test
sir,
is
it's
not.
not
It's just
loading.
the page is not loading. Same thing
Mine
here as
has gone to it.
Mine is open.
Still
Okay.
loading, sir.
Okay. Can you see mine? So for all of those that are having problem, this thing, I know and the problem is all those who are unable to access it. The issue is from, I think I would say your ISP, your internet service providers. Some internet service providers are blocked, and that's why you cannot see. That's why it shows problem loading the page. So how many of us have been able to go to the page, please?
I've gone there, sir.
I am there,
Any
sir.
other person? Okay. So we have two people. Any other people? We're in a class of almost 100 people. Any other person has been able to get to the
I
link?
am here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
still loading, sir.
When this four join, you are going to
Okay,
make
so if you are having issues going to the
Uh,
link, if you have this is in case you have a VPN on your laptop or
join
on your
and join.
phone, you can turn on the VPN to bypass that problem. But
The
if you don't
beauty
have,
of
the issue is usually from your ISP. So let's, if all of us are there, we can see this light scan. Let's get a website. Let's try to run one and see what we will get.
exactly what you do. When they to go into their phone, select 100 names, they will give you all the office. Because you are using the office.
Okay, so this one we'll be using now is called is a website from Google.
Then
It's
this your phone.
another free one for you to that you can use to test your just to test your skills. I've posted it in the chat box. Please confirm that you can see it.
When they get their own phone, and this is get their own phone for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you put it, you can start your scan.
This is how you are
Okay, so we have money. Let me show you this.
at the beginning, it looks like it's significant business. But as it
If
keeps
it's
going,
not, if I know, let's start by signing up. I think let's start by signing up on it. Let's start by signing up on it.
by the time you get to the summit, this one bonus will have 10 benefits. This one.
Then they'll show you different plans, but just ignore everything and come down to continue with a free plan. Please confirm that you can follow me. You are still seeing my screen and you can
Yes,
at
I
least.
can see your screen, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. So
we are
you
still with
you
you.
when you come to this after signing up, you come to this configure your plan with all of this. So ignore everything up and just come to continue with a free plan. Click continue with a free plan. You will receive this message. You could decide if you want to be adventurous to explore to see for them, but I will choose to explore my own. Please let me know when we are all at this page.
Please, I need to ask something. For we that
Yes.
were unable, for we were unable to open it, is it that we must have a VPN before we can do?
Yeah, like I said, if you are unable to open it, then it means your your this thing, your ISSP, your internet service provider is blocking it in one way or the other. So you need a VPN just to open the page. By the time you open the page, you can even close out of the VPN and you will be able to access it. So it's just that in sometimes it has that, I'll say, location problem. Some of these sites don't really want to work in Africa, I'll say that. So when the ISP, when it detects your location, it sometimes bounces on the servers, and that's why you get problem using. So any VPN, this in fact, the VPN thing is not really. I think most people, if you see most people without even using a VPN, they were able to access it. So just as a
So
last resort.
should we choose I'll explore my own, right? I'm there.
Yes, choose you explore on your own.
Okay, I'm there, sir.
Okay, so how many people are here with us? How many people on this page? How many people can you see my screen?
Please, can you send the link for this page?
This page, you have to follow steps to get to this page. And we got to this page by signing up. Okay, Mr. Eric has sent the link to the website we are on. So please, Go there.
I'm currently on your screen, sir.
Okay. So I sent a link. The link will be testing this time. I sent the link will be testing this time. Um, Let me send it again so that we can all see. This is what we'll be testing on this side. So go to new scan. I hope everyone can see the link I've posted. Yeah, they'll ask you a question to choose. Just choose anyone that you feel you want to choose, and just answer their questions. So when you're there now, are we all here? Have we taken new scan?
Sir, please, the new scan, is it the attack or the vulnerability?
Sorry, I don't think we're on the same place. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
So click on new
Yes.
scan. This new scan button here, new scan. If you click on it, it will bring you to this page.
Okay,
I'm
I've seen it, sir.
I'm on your screen already, sir.
Okay, so
I'm
you
there,
see
sir.
it has various tools. It has a website scanner, it has a network scanner, it has a port
Port
scanner,
scanner,
subdomain,
subdomain finder.
website recon, and SSL and TSS scanner. And you can, if you go through it, you see recon tools that it has. People hunters. That means you can use it even to discover email addresses and social profiles. You can see the various vulnerability scanner it has: website API, WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, SharePoint scanner. It even has exploit tools that you could use, other utils and robots. So for this purpose, we'll just be going with the website scanner. Just click on the website scanner and you should come to this page. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you can input the
Please, can
website.
you
Just
start the step on how to get here again?
okay. Okay, so I'll run it over again one more time. You click on new scan. This is where you come. This new scan. Are you at this page?
Yes.
Someone asked the question
Sorry,
and
my own is not loading. I don't know whether it's network from my end.
uh, probably network. So yeah, you take website scanner and you should get to this page, and here you can put your website. You take light scan, because if you choose deep scan you will be required to upgrade your account. Just leave all the settings like that and take start scan. So it's currently loading, and
Sir, please can
No,
you
I'm
share the
just
link?
doing an cool.
uh,
Can you share the link, sir?
okay, let me reshare it. Can you see the link?
Oh, I've seen, sir. Thank you.
Please, I have a question.
Yes, please ask your question.
Got the accessibility to into the Penta tools. So I was asked, what best describe your current role?
Those are just filler questions. Just pick any option and click on it. Yeah, really, there's nothing that are verifying. It's just survey questions.
All right. Thank you, sir.
So mine is done. I don't know if other people's own are
Mine is done
done
also.
too. Okay. So you can see it's giving some, yeah, we don't really have any critical, we don't have high, we don't have medium. He has given some 6 low. And you can see security header is missing. It shows you the code and exactly where it's missing. Referral policy tool is missing. It shows you exactly where it is. Strict transport policy is missing. Even it shows you the code. Content security policy is missing. Shows you the code. And then this robots.txt file. So this robots.txt file, most people don't see it as something to protect, but this robots.txt file usually contains um, critical, some certain information about the kind of technology your organization is using, sometimes certain kinds of resources that are using on a web application, and so the version too of these resources sometimes shows in your robots.txt. And let's say, for example, now you're using WordPress, then WordPress, you're using an old version of WordPress that is, you are yet to update it. Maybe you are planning to update it next week, but as of this week you are still on the old version, and the hacker is able to come enter your robot.txt and see the version you are using, and immediately he identifies there is a known vulnerability on the version you're using, and he's able to see that that's what you're using. He just goes in now, looks for the vulnerability around it, and gets into your platform. So these are things that are not supposed to be available or easily seen on your website. They are supposed to be hidden files. So I think we have looked at this. Let's check if has everyone been able to run the scan successfully.
I've run mine already.
Yes.
Yes, yes, it's successful. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, and we have looked at the various. I would like to rerun the other one we did. I would like to also see what this one gives on it.
I will also follow you.
No, this one is my own person. I'm just trying. I just want to
All right,
recall.
sir.
Just want to see both. If you want to try it out to also confirm to see what both will give you, you are free. Not okay. So we have run it on top of this, and I can we see my screen? If you also want
Yes,
to
sir.
try this on your own side and see what you get. Here now we get 2 high, 4 medium, 4 low, 30 info. So 2 scanners can give you different results. Reason being that they all have their different configuration, different parameters that they look for, and reason why. So now, for example, now see what it's the first one is telling you: vulnerability found on NGX 1.19. Here now it even gives you the CV score, the CVE, the vulnerability.
Hello, Brandon.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, I can hear you.
Okay. This Eugenia, please, I've posted the attendance sheet link in the chat box. So please let's endeavor to fill it out. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the heads up.
One
Please, the attendance has been posted. Please do well to
like that when
I
you
will
yourself cannot
posting it now so that we could go. Anyone you could go and
opportunity to take it to the Lord in prayer so that he can put a
all those
testimony.
who wanted the attendance, please, that's been posted.
I thought we should have the same kind of up and down or we change it. When do you need this? Now play a perfected because that is too late. Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to what we're doing. I hope you can all see. So it's if you can click now on the CVE, it will take you to another page for you to read about the vulnerability that it has identified. A security issue in NGS resolver is identified, which might allow an attacker to be able to forge UDP packets from the DNS server to cause 1 byte memory override, resulting in worker process crash and other impact. So you see now it has given you the vulnerability, the possible vulnerabilities that are associated with this. Yeah, this other one is denial of service. Another vulnerability is denial of service that is written with it. Application layer protocol content confusion attack. Yeah, also we have CV 2022. That's the versions before 123, 122. So first of all, when you look at this, like we're talking, I think I mentioned previously about outdated tools, outdated WordPress, these things. And so this NGX now is an outdated version, and this server is still running on it. So if there are vulnerabilities now that are on this server and you are still running on the previous version of the previous version, because that's why they come up with new versions to close vulnerabilities previously identified. If you are still running on this version now, attackers already know the vulnerabilities that are associated with this, and when they discover that you have this, they are excited and they know exactly what they want to do. Next, again, we see it has found a vulnerability with the PHP version. It has found the version because the PHP version is outdated. It has found, so those are two high vulnerabilities found that it has found on that website that we're looking at. Next, it has a Medium directory listing. So I think with this now, I think that at least the other ones, you all have the test, you all have the scans in front of you, so you can go ahead and look at it. So before I would like us to go back to the open verse because mine is complete now. Let's look at the report. Let's see what it gave, and then we'll call this class to an end. So please confirm that you can see my report on your screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen mine as well.
Okay. So we'll start by looking at a summary of the report to see it says he had two medium, two low. And so let's see what he found. So clear text, sensitive information via HTTP, PHP info output reporting, HTTP. So it's even giving a CVS score for all of them, 5.3, 4.8. So this PHP info means that it is leaking out the version of your PHP, and it's due to this leak that this other website scanner was able to come and tell us now here that our PHP version is 5.64, and this 5.64 now is outdated, and there because PHP is on, I'm sure it's on later version, and they have vulnerabilities on this particular one. So when a hacker just knows the version that you are using, he is able to go and look for exploits to be able to get into your system. So with that, I would like to thank you guys very much for your participation, for being able to follow all through. Before I hand over the mic back to to Mr. Innocent, I would like us to share if we've learned something, please.
Okay, I think I
Just
have a question.
yes, if you have a question, please ask.
Okay, when we are done with this scanning,
Yes.
We've seen the threat and everything, threat risk on the site.
Yes.
How do we now? What do we do next? Are we meant to um secure? How do we secure the site more?
Okay. So so now, if when you have seen these vulnerabilities, depending on your role, is it if it's your website, then number one, you have to go and look at the headers that are coming out, that are written on your scripts. You have to go, like those ones that we saw, security headers. You have to go, and the frameworks, whichever framework you are using, usually has a folder for the headers where the HTML pages are, and that you need to go there and we configure it to not leak out this information. Set up when you are setting up your domain and all the security features that you're putting on it, you can go and put them that. Now for this PHP version now that we saw, PHP NGX server versions, what you need to go and do is to go and update these servers to the latest versions, to go and update them to the latest. That's why we said it is important, one, that, or let's say best practice is to carry out a vulnerability scan every 3 months. That's quarterly. Most organizations, that's what they do. That's what standards, international standards require them to do. Carry it out quarterly. And then again, you should carry out one if you have a change. If you do a change to your web application, then you need to carry out a scan, even if it falls within your 3 months window, then you need to carry out a scan. Have I answered your question, Sir Eric?
Yes, you have, sir. But, sir, I scanned my own company address, and
Yes.
then I received a message on my email because I used WordPress for the web address now for the site.
Yes.
Now it's I received a message saying please moderate element on 19 #1906.
Mm-hmm.
Zap IP address, scanners, hosted scan.com, approve, trash, it's spam. There are links to all these things.
You saw it in your spam or
No,
where?
no, in
Was
my
it host?
inbox.
Was it something about hosted scan? Was it
Yes,
from hosted scan?
yes.
Okay, so now hosted, if with that, I think it has identified, if it's giving you Elementor and it's giving you the version, it means it has identified probably an old plugin. The Elementor version you might be using is
Okay.
old. It's an old plugin, and which therefore means you need to go to your WordPress website and go and update this plugin to the latest version.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions, please?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for the great knowledge you have given to us. Please, sir, you said something earlier on. You said we need to take permission before running a test on any website.
Yes.
Perhaps let's assume a mail is being sent into to me rather. So
Yes.
I noticed that okay, for website to continue, do I still need to take permission, or all I need to do is just to go straight and confirm if the website is vulnerable or not?
Sorry. Please, can you come again with your question? I didn't. You said you received an email
I said,
that if you.
let's assume I receive an email,
Yes.
which I need to continue or furthermore by clicking on a website which
Mm.
has been sent through the mail. And based
Mm.
on the knowledge you've given, you said we need to take permission before running a test on a
Mm.
website. So my question is now is that do I
Mhm.
still need permission from someone
Okay.
who needs to
Hello?
before
Hello?
Mr.
yes?
Abdullah, please. Somebody is asking a question. Please, we'll get back
Okay,
to you,
okay,
please.
okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Do you get my
Okay.
question, sir?
Okay. So the email now that you received, was it to a website that belongs to you, or maybe the organization you work for? That's what my follow-up question.
No, the website, let's assume if a friend sent me, all these are companies sent me a mail. Now,
Yes,
through you will be told, click on this website so that you can go and further more, or you continue with their instructions.
yes,
Not own company, just from someone else.
yes.
So do I need to run a test, or I need to take permission from them before I run the test?
Yes, to scan their website, you need their permission. You cannot just go and scan it. You need their permission to go and scan it, whether you have received an email to go and follow new steps or what. The general practice is that if you are doubting the legitimacy of a website, then don't click on it. Just
Okay.
as simple as that. If you are doubting the legitimacy of the website, don't click on it. Don't go to the website, but you are not allowed to scan it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes. Please, Mr. Abdullah, you had a question, please.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Are you?
Yeah, how are you? So actually, I missed most of the classes because today I have network issues. So most of the practical, session that you did. So my own is not a question. Actually, it's just a plea.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know whether what you have discussed is fully captured in the presentation slide, so that if somebody can be able to revisit it, because I missed most of the class because I have network issues. So that's just
Okay.
my plea. I don't know whether
So
I'm
for
able
the
to get all those.
earlier class, there is a presentation. There are slides, and these slides will be sent to you. Now for this practical session, anyway, the call has been recorded, the whole has been recorded, and will be sent to you, and you'll be able
Okay.
to go back through it and follow up with the practicals we have done and try to
Okay.
reproduce it yourself.
Okay. But
Okay.
okay, but will the slide be shared?
Yes, the slides will be shared.
Okay. Because it's a wonderful class based on what the last speaker just spoke. So it's very educative. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.
You're
Okay, so
welcome.
Okay, sir.
Mr.
Yes, I
Theo is
want to ask.
asking a question. Please,
Okay, I want to
Eric,
ask a
please wait,
question.
let me answer Mr.
Okay.
Theo's question. It's in the chat, yes. Mr.
Okay,
Theo is
please, can you hear me?
asking us while we are using CLI vulnerability scanners, but he knows of Nmap, and why we are why we are using web-based applications. Okay, so Mr. Theo, like I said at the beginning of the class, the purpose for using these web-based web scanners for this class is because we understood that people had difficulties with Kali, installing Kali, and everybody would not have been able to be carried along. That's why we went for simple online scanners where everybody will have the opportunity to follow up with. Even the ones on Kali all basically run on this same on the same principles or the same ideas as these ones were. So the vulnerability, I even mentioned the vulnerability scanners that are present on Kali. Like you mentioned Nmap for web for network. You have Nicto for web applications, website, and you have WPS scan, especially for WordPress applications. So those are vulnerability scanners that are found on Kali. And with what you have learned today, you can go on and try and do that. But like I said, the reason we did this is so that everyone could follow with ease and at least have an idea. Mr. Festus, please ask your question.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I want to ask the difference between the security header and the pen test tool. What are the difference? Are they not scanning the same? Like, are they not doing the same one?
Sorry, I did not get your security header and what?
And the pen test tool.
Pen test to know security headers and pen test tools are not the same thing. Even though I don't really see how you are trying to compare them. So security headers now it's I don't know how do I put it. When you are doing any interaction on the web, you there's always a header that is attached. HTTPS always moved with something. Web applications always move with something like a header. If you have ever seen even HTML, I don't know if you have people here who have written HTML. Even in HTML, you always see you have to put header tags, header links like that before sending it. If anyone here even uses, how do they call this tool for any backend developer? If you use this tool for this tool that we use to maybe run API scans, if you even do it, you see that the first thing it always has are some headers, are some tied headers. So all requests are always, and so this security headers now just looks at the contents of these headers and see if that's going, because if your header is weak, some headers can expose you to cross-site request forgery, some can expose you to XSS attacks and different other attacks. Now, there are other different kinds of vulnerabilities that are not tied to your headers, to your security headers. There are different kinds of exploits, such as using an expired version of an outdated version of a software. The zero-day attacks where even on the most current, and an attacker is able to create his own way of this thing. That's what we call zero day. Yes, and all of that. Next person, Mr. Sorry, I interrupted him. He had a question.
Mr. Eric.
Yes, Mr. Eric, please. Thank you.
Okay.
The
Okay.
question.
I want to ask a question. The question is, if you scan someone's website, like you receive an email from a company trying to contact your own company, and then you decide to check out their website and then scan, will they receive a notification that you just scanned their website, or is there a body somewhere that observes these things online?
No, there isn't. Well, okay. So if you run a scan, depending on the kind of scan you run, their firewalls usually detect this, but it detects and blocks it. They usually, for some, not all kinds of vulnerability scanners like these ones that we have used, they probably won't be detected and all of that. But now that's why we mentioned being ethical and being unethical. The fact that you are not under supervision, and the fact that no one is looking at what you are doing at the moment, doesn't give you the allowance to do what is wrong. So it is unethical to scan someone else's website without the person's permission. There is the sometimes the person might discover on his firewall, the person might see your attempts, your intrusions, your, because some nmap pings when they're configured could leave traces on firewall, so the person can is able to see this. Yes, but like I repeat again, it's unethical to do it. There is no body, like anybody that has been put in place for this. But now, if now are you are suspected of this kind of crimes, and maybe people are they come and review your history and see that that's what you are used to doing, scanning people's, so it already tells them that you are an unethical person. Okay,
Okay.
Mr.
Yeah,
Cyrus,
thank you, sir.
yes. I think if it will be best, Mr. Cyrus, I think it would be best if you could wait for to come and give us some last information. It's just that we seem to have a lot of questions, and I would like
I
to
have a
answer
question,
before
sir.
we close the class. Yes, Mr.
So
Adeluyi.
if I can hear, if I can hear you clearly, you said the reason why we're using online scanners is because of those that are yet to install Kali, right?
Yes, yes. For the
So what
for
about we
those
that have
ones.
installed it? How can we try it on Kali?
Okay, so there is I think I've mentioned some tools. I've mentioned Nikto. If you go to your Kali, right, you go to your menu, you see scanners, you see something vulnerability, you see scanners there. For example, you go there and you see you see reconnaissance. That's the first stage. In reconnaissance now, if you enter reconnaissance, you see vulnerability scanners, and inside vulnerability scanners now, you see nmap, you see nicto, and you see wps. If you click on this now, you'll be taken to the terminal now. So you could now on your own just go online, use ChatGPT and take the easy commands that it will give you to run a scan, and you should be able to try that. You should be able to get your own results. I hope that's clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Mm. Yes, finally, Mr. Mike, please ask your question so that we can
Okay,
hand
so
over.
thank you so much. A lot has been said. Two questions. One, for those of us that don't have the opportunity to connect to these sites that you shared with us, using our normal internet.
Yes.
How do we get a VPN? Is there any way to get a VPN? Maybe subscribe or free. That's one.
Okay.
Okay, that's one.
Okay.
One. Number two. Uh, I, from your explanation, is unethical to scan people's website,
Yes.
without, yeah. So, but what if I say, okay, let me just be smart enough or maybe proactive, scan a particular website that I suspect that may be vulnerable, then I'll not do an official report letting them know that, oh, you guys are vulnerable in this area. Is that the crime?
And now it is dependent on. Okay, let me start with your first question. So first of all, with regards to the VPN, I said that it's not. I think it's only one of the scanners that didn't open and maybe require a VPN. I don't think you need a VPN to do most of the things you need to do, and I don't think it's. I should advise you to get a VPN. I really don't think you actually need a VPN. But if you need one, they are free VPNs that are very open source free VPNs. I do have my reservations about VPNs. Maybe it's just my own security fears that I have. That's why I do have reservations about VPNs, because VPNs means your information is passing through a server, and these people get to have your information, look at your information. So that's why I will not advise you to go and get a VPN. Just if it's just one website that didn't open, and so we at least looked at one. We have If you have your Kali, you still see that you still see some other tools on it. So yes, you have a lot of resources. Now to your second question now, proactive, being proactive. I've heard of people who have done it. For example, you are going to for an interview for an organization, maybe as a cybersecurity analyst, and you could decide to run their website to see it. It could be a good way to protect your skills, to show yourself like, okay, yes, at least I've carried out my due diligence on this organization that I'm going to. And now all of it is about how they react. It's about whoever you are talking to react. Most times you see organizations that are security conscious sometimes run what they call bug bounties, where they invite hackers to come to their to their infrastructure and attempt to find vulnerabilities, and you get paid when you find a vulnerability on those. So those ones now, they allow these people to. But again, if you go now and you try proactively hacking, sorry, not hacking, you try proactively scanning an organization, then now you get a lot of vulnerability. This is a scenario, and now you send this vulnerability there, and let's say you send it to CEO, a big person in the organization. The CEO now takes this and he's now starts shouting at his IT people how can our organization be this vulnerable, and this is the IT people now, they want to defend their job, and they could turn up and make it look like you are a malveillant person and with bad intentions and put yourself into problem. So like I said, it depends on the recipient. If the is the recipient willing to accept your proactiveness, or is the recipient not willing? And so the best and most cautious way is just you could ask for their permission. You could tell them, you could write an email to them that I would like to scan your website and see if it's vulnerable, and if they give you permission, good. If not, that's it.
Thank
I
you
hope
so
I've
much.
answered your questions,
Yeah,
Mike.
thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it.
Please, Mr. Innocent, Eugenia, please, are you guys on the call?
Okay, thank you so much, Brandon. Thank you very, very much. Can anybody hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So thank you so much. Can we say a
Yes,
very
we can hear you, ma.
to Brandon? Let's let him thank you in the chat
Can hear
box.
you. Thank you very
Thank
much
you,
for that
sir.
information.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
sir. I really appreciate it, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
And we know how much it would have cost if you had to go and take this training in an international or in a corporate environment. So
Thank you so
we are very
much.
grateful
God
that
bless you.
we are very
Thank
grateful that
you.
you got to do this with us today, and we thank you that you've been able to teach us a lot of things. I myself, I was following through the practical section. I was opening the link, everything I was joining. Because it was interesting. And thank you so much for answering so many questions that is on the mind of everyone. God bless you. Thank you once again. And just so I would remind us again, please let's fill the attendance link. I'll post it again. Please, everybody should fill it up. Let me post it up again so we can see it. Kindly fill the attendance form. Please fill it so that when at the end of the whole course training, by the time at the end of the whole course training, and you are taking you are trying to check for those that meet up with the cutoff mark of the attendance, your name will be part of it. Judgment day is coming. So in case it's judgment day to come, your name to be in the book of all the attendance form. So kindly fill the form. Thank you so much for your time. The
Sorry,
materials.
Priscilla.
Yes, go ahead, Mike.
Yes. What about people that did not mark the attendance list last week? I don't know, because I attended the class, but I didn't.
Did you stay till the end of the class?
I had issues with my network.
Oh, sorry.
So today, what I did, I had to get Airtel and MTN as a backup, just in case.
That's what we call contingency plan. Business continuity. So we are sorry
Hello,
about that.
hello, madam. Hello.
Hello,
madam. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, Abdullahi. I'm listening to you.
Well, even so, well, like the same thing, and I stayed up to almost the end of the class, but I was unable to fill the attendance. So I swear, you know, me, I'm always, I don't forget it to now, even now, it's now I realize that I have not filled the attendance. So
Please fill it.
I'm
Oh,
telling you,
I
I
will
feel
not,
it.
gentle for anybody. Oh, fill the attendance form. Oh, fill it
Yeah, I
now.
feel that
That
one
one
now.
has gone. Don't worry, there's
Yeah,
other class sessions. You will fill those ones.
hello, ma. Hello, ma.
Hello, sir.
I was unable to fill the form on any of my devices, and I used someone else's device, and it worked. So, but with the the email address of that device will be different from my own. So I hope you know
But you
that.
put in your name. Did you put in your
Of
name?
course, my name, I filled the form successfully.
Okay. No
Hello,
problem.
Miss Priscilla. Miss Priscilla. Hello, ma. Hello, ma. Miss Priscilla. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Go ahead. They're hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, please. Was attendance link shared last week? I didn't see any. I didn't see attendance link last week. I only saw today.
All right. Can we all please mute our mic? Because I don't even know my name. I don't even know if my name is still at this point. Please, can we all mute our mic so that I can speak? So attendance link was shared last week, right? If you had stayed till the end of the class, you would have gotten the attendance form. I know some people want to say, well, I was not able to fill it. I did not see it. I did not. We are sorry about that. Please hold on. Please hold on. Please hold on. Hold on.
Ana kai cikin da kika muka tafi. Dina jin class ne da wannan. Okay, ba lalle bane mu shiga.
July, before you tell us, mute your mic.
Ba za mu shiga da ko ba lalle bane mu shiga. Okay.
Thank you. Please. If it's not fill it, there's other classes you will fill it for. That's to tell you that you have to pay attention. You will look at the comment section and you listen to the class. If the attendance link has been shared, it will be communicated. So that brings us to the end of today's class. Every training materials and the recordings will be sent to us either via our mail or the group chat.
The group platform very soon.
Or the group chat. Either of the two. So let's
can we get the recording on the group?
Don't worry. However way to be communicated, you will get it. Please. However way you to be communicated, you will get it. So that comes to the end of the class. For those of us that have engagements after now, we are free to go.
Good day, ma. Good day, ma.
Bye, ma. Bye, ma. Take care, ma.
All right, take care.
Bye bye, ma. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Have a nice weekend, ma. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
You have a nice day. And you
Nice
too.
weekend.
Bye.
Please, is there any deadline for the assessments?
No. Do it as you like. It's to just test
The rest of it.
on what has been taught in the class. So
Thank you.
Do it when
Please, I want to say thank you very much. This was a very educative session. I'm really happy.
all right, thank you, Mr. Colenius. We're also happy.
Bye. Yeah, bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, ma. Thank you, ma.
Yeah.